Come 300 up like a Spartan. Balenciaga in tartan. The waiter begging my pardon. I'm in Paris, Le Manger. Remember back home.
Good YouTube. I feel like complete shit. I'm weak as fuck off dieting. And then tomorrow I have to diet even further because I'm going out at night. So I have to go to a dessert place tomorrow. I don't have to, I get to. But I'm going to a dessert place that night, so I'm literally either I'm gonna do cardio, a lot of cardio, and eat like a few meals, or I'm not gonna eat at all and go eat at the dessert place, but regardless, I'm fucked. I'm sure I'll be fine, honestly, it's not that deep. I'm also just starting the dieting phase, so yeah. So I'm being really weird right now. Go over the trade right now. How many receipts do I have in my pocket? Sugar-free, the Cloud iced coffee. It's my favorite iced coffee. Vanilla, sugar-free syrup though, not the regular one, the sugar-free one. Make sure it's sugar-free. You don't need those extra calories, you fat ass. No, joking. But let's get into this trade recap. All right. 1 second as I open up the screen. We took this trade on a funded or eval. I under leveraged because it was so choppy today. I was just like out of that shit. I did not want to be in the market on that. Here, 1 second. Let me start the live. No, record. We are recording. So these are the longs I took. Okay, so I want to make it clear. As soon as I went into the morning, woke up late last night. I don't know if I said it, but dude, trading has been on my mind, and not like in a horrible way, in the sense of like I'm just thinking about the strategy constantly. I'm thinking like, okay, am I really like doing it properly or making a mistake? And today it was the strategy didn't play out to a T because it was like more WhipSaw work, but I like the word WhipSaw. I heard like somebody say it and it makes sense, like consolidating WhipSaw up and down, whatever. But you can see we kind of got out of that range as soon as we inverse this gap, which it's a golden trade, honestly, except I made 2 mistakes today, or 3 mistakes. 1, did not wake up on time. I woke up at 9:45 compared to 9:05. I woke up 40 minutes late because I stayed up, or I didn't stay up. I woke up at 4 a.m., slept at probably 7 or 6 a.m. I'm thinking about my dreams constantly, and I'm thinking about all these things and how I have to make this shit work. And like low key, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm just like seeing this shit looks weird because bro, I have so much fat right here. Like if we really look, that's my front delt. I don't know, sorry, side note. All right, here's the trade. So going into the day, we swept out London session high and low. I thought we left this high. No, we barely swept that shit out, but we left these pre-market highs, which I find that we always push back into pre-market highs, because it is New York session high. 1 sec. So let me just, 1 sec. I'm trying to, what time was this? What time did I take? Oh, so we had two trades could have been taken today, shorts or longs, right? We had opportunities for both. I went over a short, and it was actually, not gonna lie, pretty golden in my opinion. Some guy named Josh or something no, not Josh, something else with a J took it, and I went over it, and it was a really good short. So we're gonna go over 2 trades. One I didn't take, the short I didn't take. I took longs today, because we had pre-market and we had a London one, or yeah, no, not London 1 hour. We had a 1 hour above. And honestly, we could have probably went up into the 4 hour equilibrium. I have to start thinking about higher time frame equilibrium. I might need to add that shit because look, if we longed to equilibrium here, we could have smashed equilibrium. Would have been a really good trade. On ES though. We took that shit on ES. Alright, let's mark out the day. Is that 9:30? No, that's 10 a.m. Holy fucking hell. I move that shit. Oh my god, that's gonna bother me. There we go, 9:30. Hell yeah. Alright, 9:30. Immediately we sweep the high. Push up our high. What is that? 9:30's there, so let's see where London high lies. 7:30 here. That's London high. Bang, sweep it. Now, okay, swept the high, prominent high taken. Now we're moving into a 5-minute breakage structure or inversion. I'm gonna go over the short we could have taken. Mind you this, we're in a 4-hour gap, which I saw now. Or like previously, one of the people I work with told me there's a 4-hour gap. Okay, so on the 5-minute, London sesh opened, our New York sesh opened, sweep the high, boom. Now we are in bullish market structure because we have this high right here. Holy fuck. We have that high right here. So bullish market structure, bang. Now have this low, 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 break of structure. Okay, we had a break of structure, and then we had a retrace, right? So scaling down into the 1 minute. Mind you, the sessions switched which one was bullish and bearish, so today was a little like hard to take a trade on, right? So let me close equal. Okay, mind you, this is our equilibrium here. Okay, so break, push back up into this gap, reacted. So if you really wanted to, you could have set your limit order right here, stop loss up here or here because there's a protective fair value gap. So your shorts could have looked like this from here. Take profit set at the pre-market lows and London session, which pre-market lows you could have went break even, but you would have broke even as a whole. You could just took partial profit and lowered your stop loss to that high here, and then full TP here, right? That's going over the shorts today. Now going into longs on the opposite index, this is what I found. We were more bullish on here. That's what I felt. That's what I took it on. Regardless, both indexes smashed TP. Followed my strategy to a fucking T. Or I may have differed a little on the time frames just because WhipSaw work, but strategy came to a T in my opinion. So swept out highs, pushed down on lows. So 2 prominent draws taken. So manipulation. I wouldn't even say there's manipulation because on the higher time frame we're within a bullish gap, right? So we needed a retrace. So manipulate to the downside. Let those pre-market highs, or we created these highs now at the beginning of the market. Manipulate, reverse, continuation from the top. So, kind of, don't take my word for this. By the way, I'm unprofitable. So, yeah, that's that. So, we sweep the lows. Let's see where London session lows begin. Where's 8 a.m.? Let's mark out 3 a.m. just so we can. It's not 3 a.m. here. So, our London session lows are here. Is that? Pre-market sesh. Pre-market lows rest here. We swept out all London lows, pushed back up, came down, reswept pre-market lows, created new. That's not pre-market. That's wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. That's why I knew something was off there. That's our pre-market lows. Came down, swept out pre-market. Now, okay, now we are in bullish market structure right here. Broke structure to the upside. Then we got a retrace with it. So. Mind you this, I took a trade off that retrace. I didn't take the trade. I didn't use a market limit trade. Or sorry, a market order. I used a limit order. So sorry, I just want to show the trade there. Now let's get into here. Okay. So mind you this, we had a gap right here. So price pushed up. This range is already rebalanced. So we already price. So look, okay, price seeks to fill internal liquidity, and then target external liquidity. Okay, so price came down, came up. Mind you this is about, fuck, one sec, this sucks. Retrace, hold on, let me retrace my shit. So here, this is our order. Here, that's equilibrium on the 1 minute. That's how I use it, right? And then anything above equilibrium, which is here, there's this fair value gap, internal liquidity. We want price to be pushed into a discount range and then target, that's internal, and then target external. So pushed into internal and then targeted external, which was pre-market lows. We got that, boom. Okay, so prominent draw on liquidity taken. Now we had a 5-minute inverse and a 5-minute break, or one of the two. I usually like to use both. So it's just a higher probability setup in my opinion. Okay, cool. We got that. Showed you that before. We got a 5-minute break right here. Now I set my limit here. As soon as we inverse this gap, I set it right here. Price pushed up, probably filled in this order a little more, inversed it, which made me feel even more confident in the trade. And all I was waiting for was price to push back down, fill the order because we left internal liquidity that we haven't taken. So for price to push up, I would want to see come down, rebalance the range, push up. Because if we didn't come down, if we left this and we push right back up, price would likely have to, if we just went straight up, price would have to probably come down even farther to here into a discount and then push up. Maybe, I don't know. Like price can move in so many different ways. You can't predict exactly what price is going to do, but you can have a probability to say, hey, this might happen, so I'm going to go with this. So we took the trade on a eval. We're up 200 and something. I under leveraged today because it's just the WhipSaw work, and I also saw these shorts and I was like, man, I wish I took those shorts. They look really good. So I was like, I'm gonna go into longs now, but under leveraged because with the market conditions and because I missed the initial move. I was like, I don't know for sure what's gonna happen. I'm gonna under leverage, discretionary trade, whatever. So came down, pushed into this gap, rebalance the range. We didn't inverse this or nothing. Mind you this, I took the trade off this inversion up here. I set the limit down here. All right, because I left internal liquidity. I'm going to say this one last time. Internal liquidity is here. Then we push. I targeted pre-market highs for a 50% close, and then the rest of it at the second draw. Honestly, I could have taken that this high up here too, but I marked that out. But that's at 12:30. My trade finished at 11, so additional hour and a half. would have worked, but I don't want to be in the trade that long, and I also think there's a certain extent that you should push your trades, especially with an eval. There's no need for me to do it. There's literally zero need. I took my trade. I felt happy with it. That's all there is to it. And then I hopped on a call with my friends, and we're talking about the trade market. It was really good today. Honestly, I took a really good trade. Put it up for review. W trade. The only issue I really had was woke up too late. I used equilibrium. I'm trying to work on my equilibrium use. Worked well, and I didn't see that we had a bullish 4-hour fair value gap underneath, which makes my setup even more proper, so to say. But besides trading, today was a good day. Actually, matter of fact, we're gonna go into TradeZella, log it as a good trade. I'm just gonna say it's a green day. I'm not gonna put 1,000. This is gonna remind me of turtle soup. Was when I entered the trade. Look, we had this accumulation, a manipulation to the downside with a reaction off this 1 minute. Mind you, we're in a higher time frame 4-hour gap, which this is a smaller time frame for turtle soup. Reaction inversion with internal, bang, to the upside. That's the trade. That's like what I was thinking. That's why I've been so slow. That's what I've been thinking about. But let me close this now. Close. Stop screen recording.